Hello and welcome to the stream. So where are... well, apparently we're playing another song, so let me just... I don't know what this thing is. That song sounds quite annoying. That'll do for now. Anyway, so we're doing a stream, which we haven't done in a while, and I was debating doing this as a video or doing it as a stream, but we're going to do it as a stream. It'll probably be a quieter stream, seeing as it's relatively early here in the UK. Well, I mean, it's just past, what time is it? 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's, well, I mean, it's not too bad in Europe, but it is a really weird day. It's a Friday, when we don't usually do streams in the middle of the day, and it's going to be different in American places like that, of course, because it'll be very early morning. But anyway, we are doing a flight request today. I haven't looked at my flight request form for a little while, so I went onto it to have a look what flight requests we'd got, what I fancied doing, and we had a shorter A320 flight, or it was a flight anyway, in Turkey from Istanbul Ataturk, which is closing relatively soon, so we might as well fly out of here while we can, and it's be heading to Ankara. It's in the Turkish A320. That's what actually operates this flight. Not to mention the fact that the Turkish A320s have IAE engines, which I like. So we're going to do that. I've planned the flight and actually got a flight plan for it. So we just, this music's kind of annoying. So we're just on the ground in Istanbul Ataturk. We're in P3D 4.3, obviously, in the A320 with the Sky High sound pack. So Restream chat should be working as far as I'm aware. I'm going to test it in a minute because it's wanted wanted me to log in basically again when I launched it up. What I'm going to do for now is just get this Amazon Music and just get it to bugger off because we don't need it for now. Yeah, so this is only about an hour long flight. Everything else is pretty much set up. Here's our aircraft anyway. It's just on the outside at the minute. We're just kind of on the ground. Everything is switched off in the aircraft. It's all cold and dark. So I'm going to go and test Restream chat in a second. Let's turn on the avionics before we do, as you can probably hear, and get things like that going in the cockpit. I have done the fuel and payload as well. Hopefully we don't get any annoying beeping sounds and things from the aircraft because it thinks we've run out of fuel like we did last time we flew this aircraft. But we will see. Right, let me go and test Restream chat and just make sure it's going. Right, let me just wait for that to come through because good old Restream chat's just going to delay it a bit. Hurry up, hurry up.
Blind
hurry
flight
up.
simmer.
There we go.
Test.
But yeah, so Restream chat is working good because it's a bit of a temperamental bit of software, unfortunately. Right, so I think we're ready to pretty much just start engines and go. We're departing off runway 35 right, I think, today. That's what SimBrief gave me. I don't know what runway we were supposed to arrive into Ankara on, so we're just going to go for FSX Pilot's usual GPS autoland and just see what it wants to do. Other than that, I think we're pretty much set. So let's start these engines because they are IAE, so they're going to take like a few days to start up here, because they always do. Anyway, off they go. We'll let them start up, and then yeah, they're really powerful engines, the IAEs, and they're very, very nice sounding, but they do take an age to start up. Yep, they're definitely getting there with their startup. I think engine, I mean you would usually start engine 2 first, so we'll call it engine 2. I think engine 2 is almost there. We're starting the other one. And there goes one engine that's fully fired up. Right, there we go. I was just checking the levels. Yeah, the levels seem alright. Once we actually get moving, it's going to be pretty loud, so I'm not going to turn the volumes up too much. I know it is a little bit quiet. There's our IE engines. Yeah, I can tell it's a little bit quiet, but that's probably for the best, really. Anyway, what else do we need to do? Yeah, we need to go on to...
Running profile, chat, lock, bookings, mail button.
Let me just check my CPU as well, make sure we're not...
45.1% RAM used, CPU at 60 point.
No, we're fine.
Profile, chat 1 running with lock, bookings project, fly 1 run, bookings
right,
project.
we want this here.
Table with 1, table with 5, column 5 LTAC ESD heading level 3.
That's the
column
one.
7 fly now, but
Fly now, and then we're on with Project Fly.
File, flight,
so we are...
TK 2192 flight progress, scratch with heading level 2.
Looks like we are Turkish 2192. Today, and we can see what's 197 nautical miles. You can see it's really short, this flight. Is this even the right?
LTAC/ESD heading level 5.
Yeah, looks right.
International heading level 4. International heading International heading level 4.
It's just a short flight. It's yeah. So we're gonna try. I think our cruise is flight level 310. Now I'm not really convinced that that is going to be very helpful for us here, because it's such a short flight. I don't really think we're going to get up there. I'll have a look at it, but I think it's going to be more like we're just going to go up to a lot lower flight level. I don't think we're ever going to reach our top of climb, because it looks like a really short flight. Perhaps I should have included the SID in the flight plan to try and give us a bit more distance, but we'll make do with this. This is good enough. Right, so what else do we need to do? Let me just give these engines... Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Trying to pull the flipping gear up, luckily that doesn't work. Anyway, let me just give these engines a little bit of power, only so that Project Fly recognises that we are taxiing. Oh no, it's still not. It's not going to. Yeah, let me get rid of the parking brakes, and then do it. There we go.
Running track flight taxi.
There we go. Now we're on taxi. That's what we want. Right, we'll bring those engines back to idle. Now we need to move to the runway, of course. And of course, P3D is just going to be a bit of annoying. As that go to airport thing, we need to just. That's the one. So we're at the airport, obviously. Let's go up here, and we are departing, as I say, from runway 35 right. So we need to find that.
Restore combo box at the runway left.
Right, where are we?
35R. Restore combo box 35R to left. Select your starting mode.
Perfect. Enter on that, and we'll just let the plane move itself and reload.
20%.
Because, yes, as we know with FSX Pilot Taxi.
30%.
Which is annoying. I'd like to taxi, but it's a bit of a kind of... it might be great, it might be terrible. So... I'll let this reload.
50%.
The flight plan is all set. The flight plan has our takeoff procedure in it.
60%. 72%.
Simulation unpaused. Time acceleration is 1.
Right, so we are now at the runway, where we're supposed to be. Yeah, alright P3D, calm down. Right, parking brakes are fine. We're going to do the flaps ourselves. FSXP will probably change them, but it's always good to have some flaps out before you take off, I often find, otherwise you can struggle to get airborne. Right.
Autopilot name edit. AP checkbox not checked.
That often goes off.
Autopilot on.
I reckon we're okay to just go. I mean, we've got that in. We've got our flight plan in. Of course, we're going to have to look at this cruising altitude, because as I say, I'm not really convinced that we're going to make it to when it says. But other than that, we're on the correct runway. Everything's loaded. Let's go.
Autopilot.
Switching to true heading display for departure, sir. Landing, strobe, and NAV lights on. Climb rate set to 2,300 feet per minute. Altitude set to 3,400 feet. Speed set to 200 knots. NAV on. V1. Rotate. NAV on.
Okay, we are airborne, as you can hear.
Heading set to a true heading of 358 degrees.
And our speed is being set.
Speed set to 250 knots. Altitude set to 31,000 feet. Next waypoint PMAV selected.
Running app. Autopilot main panel dialog heading course HDG 023 0170 KNTV/S2731 FT/MO 0181 FTFP PIM 63100.
Of course, the Airbus likes to climb very. Yeah, it goes a little bit over the climb, but that's alright. There comes our wind sound as our speed increases, of course.
Menu. Autopilot main panel dialog heading course HDG 084 0243 KNTV/S2214 FT/MO 02679 FTFP PIM 63100.
And yeah, off we go. Let me just go and check these levels. I'm going to just turn this down a little bit.
Logo speakers. Open. Unknown. Volume for autopilot. Volume for Lockheed Martin. For 11. 12.
Because as much as I do enjoy the sounds, they are a little bit loud with their wind.
Menu.
And anyway, off we go.
Easy. 123 0248 KNTV/S2767 FT/MO 03697 FTFP PIN 61. Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin. S.
You can hear those eyes. They don't sound that powerful on the outside, really, do they?
S.
Just hear that beautiful buzz sound, like that kind of in the background a little bit. As I say, whether we'll get up to 310, I'm not entirely sure.
Folder view. File submenu plus F. Autopilot main panel dialog heading course HDG 126 0249 KNTV/S2332 FT/MO 05131 FTFP PIM 58120.
So we're going direct to PIMEV. That is our first waypoint.
Lockheed. Track flight project. Flight phase. Go around.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh with Project Fly. Sometimes when you take off, it thinks you're in a go around, but that's irrelevant.
Flight heading level heading. 191 nm distance.
So distance is 191 nautical miles. We're in no rush, as I say, because we've got to get up to 310.
6,200 feet.
Climbing through 6,200, obviously. Ground speed is 285.
Ground 6,394 feet. 190 nm.
So we will try and get up to our assigned cruise altitude. We'll do our very best.
Autopilot main Lockheed Martin register. Lockheed Martin.
Whether we make it, I'm not sure. So anyway, we are away. I would assume people would want a flight. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. That was nice. Yeah, so the plan after this is...
Alex Williamson's Blind Adventures. What's up, dude?
Hi, Alex. I like the name change. Or the very slight name change. But yeah, everything is good. Yeah, so the plan after this is we're going to land into Ankara. If I can control these IAE engines, because they are very powerful and they're not easy to control on landing, but we will see. I'll do my best. And then we're going to go on and do a long haul departure, probably on Eurofly, because long hauls are on Eurofly are less intensive, and I want to do one in the 777. 777 for FSX is interesting in terms of its flying. It's a bit more like a rocket, but
Marshall Fairbrother, yeah. I'm just trying to land a Premier.
Alright. But yeah, I don't know where we're going to depart from. I need to work out what long haul flight we're going to do. Not that I'm doing the whole thing. I say we'll just do the departure.
Marshall Fairbrother, 777 is a rocket man.
Yeah, on FSX or P3D, the 777 is rather interesting.
That was panel dialog range mode. List button. Menu button.
Right.
Speed save 308.
Of course, we can increase
Speed set to 308 knots.
Off go our IAEs again to full power, which is absolutely fine.
Menu. Track flight project, fly window row 1 column 1.
So,
menu. Track flight project, fly document 100 CNN. Distance.
let's just get rid of
Start button.
the P3D window.
Track flight project, flight 100. Distance 127 degrees.
127 degrees on the heading, 177 nautical miles now. Altitude is coming through 13,000 feet.
Marshall Fairbrother, I'll try and interact with chat on my PC as I'm on VATSIM, and as soon as I saw you go live I had to run between rooms to check in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're looking good.
Track flight project, fly window row 1 altitude 13,963 feet. Lockheed Martin register. Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, I do love these IEs. They're really nice sounding, especially with this sound pack.
S.
Anyway, we are good
S.
for now.
Track 4.
Let's check in with FSX pilot.
127
Looking good, still going to PIMEV, or whatever the waypoint's called.
Alex Williamson's Blind Adventures, those engines sound a lot like TF-44s.
Do they really?
Nightbot, Twitter, support my
there goes
Patreon.
Nightbot. Yeah, these are the IA 2500s. I don't know what they sound like on the outside, of course, because I've never heard the IEs on the outside. On the inside they sound pretty good.
Folder view, running profile, chat, Lockheed, track like mail button, profile,
just checking what we've got open. Yep, so Project Fly is showing us through 17,000 feet, 164 nautical miles. Yeah, I don't think we're going to. Whoops. I don't think we're going to get up to where we want to in terms of flight level, because it wants us at, it's ridiculous really. A 200 nautical mile flight in SimBrief gives me flight level 310. I don't think so. So we're just going to do our best.
Marshall Fairbrother, just gone through 10,000 at Mach 0.66.
Oh, okay. I mean, you should be in knots by then.
Lockheed Martin register. S.
How's my computer doing?
46.8% RAM used. CPU at 77.1%.
We're good. We'll be alright.
Folder view. Running applications. Profile. Chat 1 running with Lockheed Martin. Track flight distance 157.
So 157 nautical miles. I'm coming through that.
Around 419 kts.
I reckon I'm not going to bother switching to Mach actually, because you would do it above 180 of course, but it's just going to be a real pain because I would have to switch it and then switch it back, and it's just, I'm just going to leave it in knots because it's such a short flight, who even cares.
Ground speed 20,295.
Right, coming through 20,000 feet there, and I'm doing good.
154 nm.
Although I still don't think we're going to make our cruise level.
Lockheed Martin register. Lockheed Martin.
How's FSXP doing?
129 ideas 0308 KNTV/S1901 FT/MO 20,800 FTFP PIM 15.2
Yeah, 15.2 nautical miles away from this waypoint, PIMEV. I like how you can still hear the buzz on these engines. It's like they're almost at a good power setting actually. Usually with FSXP it climbs at a really weird power setting, but it's doing well with these.
Marshall Fairbrother, I forgot to change it back.
Oh right, yeah. I mean, you should be alright as long as you can get the thing slowed down.
Alex Williamson's Blind Adventures, I'm glad you liked the name change.
Yeah, I mean, at least I know who you still are. Because people sometimes change their names and they come in here and I have no idea who they are. And then a few months later they'll go, oh, I'm such and such. So, oh, really? I had no idea. I've no idea how I came up with the name Blind Flight Simmer, to be honest with you. I guess it's just a really generic thing. Like, it's not necessarily very, like, inventive or anything. I just thought, let's make a YouTube channel for it, and that was the next thing.
Airway UL613 found, but airway destination waypoint Petter not found.
Oh, you...
Target LTAC selected. Marshall Fairbrother, I got it slowed down. Thank God I am not in control their space.
Right, so SimBrief gave me a dodgy airway. It found the airway, but it couldn't find the waypoint. So we're now going direct to our destination, which is absolutely fine. I have no problems with that. It makes it easier for me.
Marshall Fairbrother, sorry for errors. Attempting to use dictation whilst trying to land on aircraft.
So, how are we doing? 24,000 feet, and we're 142 miles away. So I'm going to keep us in this climb for a little bit. And we'll be just fine, and then I'm going to initiate the approach. Now, of course, I'm going to try and do a manual speed landing. And I've only ever landed with the IAEs twice. The first time we stalled and smashed into the ground. That wasn't on stream. The second time I was on stream, and we landed into... Where did we land into? It wasn't even that long ago. Was it... Where did we go? Was it Zakynthos or something in Greece? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, we landed absolutely fine then. It was a bit bumpy, but we got down.
Marshall Fairbrother, I think you were trying to land into East Midlands but you had low fuel on. That sound was annoying. Did you ever manage to get it removed?
No, I didn't ever find the sound. I had a quick look, but I don't think I looked in detail. Yeah, I think we were going into East Midlands from somewhere. I can't remember. Was it Antalya, maybe? I can't remember. I think it might have been, but yeah, we were in the IEs, and we had that beeping noise going off. I did do some extra fuel today, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Alex Williamson's Blind Adventures, your YouTube channel, name it straight to the point.
Yeah, I guess. It's just does what it says. Right, I'm going to let us get to cruise. I want us to just get to cruise. As you can hear, those engines are on full power. And then I'm going to set it to do a landing and we'll begin our descent. Oh, wonderful. Matt Davis is back. He's just uploaded a video. Well, he's not back, but you know. He's getting there. So 125 nautical miles. We are literally just going to get to 31,000 and I'm going to initiate this landing. I just want to see us get there. I can almost hear those engines coming back, but we're nearly there. In fact, I'm not even going to let it get there. Go.
Runway.
We're going to do a landing.
LTAC 03 are selected.
So
Sir.
we're going for 03 right.
Switching to true heading display for the
descent.
approach, sir.
Our engines have spooled back. Let's see what damage it's done.
Autopilot. Map. SP. VE. Edit. Select
So we've got a
6406.
target altitude of 6406.
Edit. Minus 1778.
And we're going down at about minus 1800. So yeah. But I hope that we're not going to be. Yeah, I hope there's no terrain around here. Otherwise, this could be fun.
Folder view.
But anyway, we are.
Marshall
we pretty
Fairbrother,
much just made
is the
it
server still
310.
working? My computer can't go on YouTube and I'm having to use rubbish dictation to interact. I've got too much running at the minutes.
I think it's still working, Marshall. I'm not going on at the minute because the Wi-Fi will probably just explode. It doesn't like the server at the best of times. I will do though maybe when I do my long haul departure. Where does anyone want to see us fly on Eurofly? We can probably either do. I mean, we've got the 747. We could do the 777, which is what I was planning on doing. I guess we could also do the 787. Then we've got all your Airbuses as well, of course, the long haul Airbus fleet.
Autopilot main Autopilot main panel dialog.
So anyway, we're on our way down.
0308 KNTV/S-1735 FT/M 28,050 FTTR 192 edit -1719.
And it's 192 nautical. That's 192.
Alex Williamson's Blind Adventures. Of course, that's what I think YouTube channel name should be.
Yeah, I mean it's there's it's something that is generic, but there's no problem with it. I mean it's easy for people to remember, and it's. I guess the only thing I wasn't so keen on when I made it was that it kind of meant the whole channel was based around flight sim, because at the time I enjoyed flight sim, but you know I didn't have the kind of sim and stuff that I do today. Whereas now that's absolutely fine. I want the channel to be based entirely around flight sim. You know, that is what we've done pretty much for
Marshall Fairbrother,
since we started.
I'll generate a private flight for you that isn't too long. What is your maximum flight time you can have?
Well, I mean, hopefully I can find a real world flight. I'd prefer it to be real world, but I mean we can find something. Maximum flight time is probably going to be, what are we? We're probably going to be down 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'd probably say about 7 hours is probably the maximum flight time. That's about where I want, about 5 to 7 hours. So not massively long.
Altitude 25,250 100 nm.
So we're coming out of this nicely.
Autopilot main panel dialog heading course HDG 092 0308 KNTV/S -1648 FT/M
Descending fine.
FTTR 18792 edit
TR1 or waypoint 1 is 87 nautical miles. At about 20 nautical miles, of course, I'm going to take control of the speed manually. Expect some fun and games when that happens, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can get a relatively good landing rate.
Marshall Fairbrother, generating. I was thinking maybe we could use the Falcon, since we hadn't done that a lot.
I guess we could do the Falcon. Yeah, I mean I haven't flown that much. I mean, we'll see. We'll have a look. I'll have a look when we land. I'm in no rush. I prefer doing passenger flights. I don't know why.
Track flight project. Track flight project.
Right, how are we
Just
doing?
84 nm. 21,886
Coming through
feet.
20,000 feet, so we're doing
Overview list.
fine.
Alex Williamson's Blind Adventures. I'm waiting on some iTunes money so I can do some more games on my channel.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I always kind of thought, I never really, I mean, put it this way, I'm sure I could grow this channel even more than it already is if I went full and did other games and maybe did some console games and did other stuff. But I don't want to. It's as simple as that. So it's just, I'm not doing it, you know. I could go on Twitch or go on somewhere else and learn how to do these other games and probably, you know, with dedication grow it and it would be fine. But that's just not what this channel is. It's just flight sim. It's just a hobby. It's just whenever, which is why, you know, sometimes on the channel we have 4 or 5 streams within a few weeks, and then sometimes we go a whole month without no stream, because it's just as and when I have the capacity to do it, you know. For example, the last month I've had exams and stuff, I've had other stuff to deal with, so it's just been hectic and I just haven't had time, or I haven't had the motivation to do videos or whatever. You know, today I've got a free day. I thought, well, you know, we'll do a stream, let's have some fun. So it's
Autopilot main panel dialog heading course HDG 092 0308 KNTV/S -15 15 FT/MO 19,197 FT.
Marshall Fairbrother, I haven't flown really since the school incident a couple of days ago. I'm just trying to plan this aircraft. Wish me luck.
let's see where our engines are in P3D.
Menu. Lockheed Martin Red. S.
Yeah, we're definitely spooled back for descent. Such a short flight, this. I guess Simbrief was kind of right. We just got up to 310, but only just. Right, how are we doing?
Lockheed Martin Red. Panel dialog range mode. Autopilot main panel dialog heading course HDG 092 0308 KNTV/S -1430 FT/MO.
So we're still descending slowly through 15,000, 41.4 nautical miles.
Lockheed Martin register.
Start slowing this down soon, hopefully to 250 knots. Or I will. Just as soon as we get to the right altitude, we can keep up a bit of speed for now.
Alex Williamson's Blind Adventures. That's why I decided to call my channel what I did, because it doesn't limit me to one thing.
Autopilot name panel dialog heading course HDG 092ZES 0308KNTV/S -1357FT/MO 11833 FTTR 125.292 edit -13.
Right, I'm going to slow us down now to 250 knots.
Speed set to 250 knots.
Because at the moment we are a little bit fast and a little bit close. So I want us to slow down first before I take manual speed control.
Autopilot main panel dialog heading course HDG 092ZES 0280KNTV/S -1245 FT/MO 10096 FTTR 117.292 edit multi-line greater.
Right, I need to concentrate on this. So as you can see, it's not having the best time slowing this down. We are slowing, but a little bit, yeah.
Menu.
But we should be alright.
HDG 092ZES 0271KNTV/S -1198 FT/MO 09674 FTTR 115.492 edit multi-line greater.
Interesting. Right, I tell you what I am going to do, just to get myself prepared, is just take this joystick out and sorry, take this thing out and plug my joystick in. As you watch the sim do its usual reload. There we go.
Menu. Autopilot main panel dialog heading course HDG 092ZES 0261KNTV/S -1128 FT/MO 09163 FTTR 113.
Right.
Menu button. Flight take up. Speed save 200. Fly speeds up.
What do I want to do? What do I even come in here for? Oh yeah. Say.
Marshall Fairbrother, at least I'm flying again. Could have ended a lot worse. 255 knots.
Right, that's good.
Checkbox check. SPD checkbox check. Lockheed mark. Menu. Lockheed mark registered pre-pop. Menu. Running application. Lockheed mark.
252 knots.
Right, we just need to get slowed down a little bit more here.
MCA, HDD checkbox not check. All check. SPD checkbox check. Space not. Lockheed mark red.
Right.
248 knots.
I have speed control. Or at least I should do.
S.
There we go.
247 knots.
I have speed control now, because the throttle is being brought right back.
245 knots.
As you can probably hear. So we're doing good.
Autopilot main panel dialog heading course HDD
244 knots.
Lockheed Martin.
Right, now just to help us out a little bit, we're going to go with our first notch of flaps.
242 knots.
Because we're coming in a little bit fast, nothing to worry about. I'm sure we can pull this back, but we're just a little bit fast.
237 knots.
Will help us continue to lose speed as we come in. So, right, I need to get ready to control these IEs.
232 knots.
Because they can be absolute. Right, there we go.
226
so
knots.
We've gone with another notch of flaps there. As you can hear, our speed's coming back a bit more. She's looking good.
215 knots.
Okay, we'll keep some power in. We don't need to lose like loads of speed. I just want us to
207 knots.
207 knots there. If I remember rightly, you need quite a bit of power on these IEs to keep the speed. That was the issue I was having, so I need to remember that.
202 knots.
I need to remember that. Keep the power in when you can.
199 knots.
Hey, we're losing speed perfectly. This is about where I want us to be. Want us to be about 190 or something when we come in. As long as we're not too fast, I'm happy.
191 knots.
Okay, this is about perfect. So I'm gonna...
Marshall Fairbrother, I've crashed it. I think it went off the end of the runway.
Oh, flipping out.
181 knots.
Right, we're now at 180. See, this is what I mean. You need quite a bit of... I'm giving it, you know, like a good amount of power now to... I don't want to lose loads
176
of speed.
knots.
See, we're still losing it a little bit. These flipping IEs are a real pain. Like, annoying. God, come on.
173 knots.
Yeah, alright IEs, you don't need to lose any more speed. Thank you. You see what I mean? Like, I'm adding power. Right,
174 knots.
Yeah, we seem to be alright. This amount of power, which is probably about 75% power, seems to be helping us.
177 knots.
Right, I'm just going to let that stabilise a little bit whilst I just go and check this. 180
knots.
So we are coming in nicely. Let's go for another notch of flaps, in which case we're probably going to need some more power.
183 knots.
I see what pilots mean now when they say these IEs are bitches on approach. Something they always say, and I can see exactly why.
184 knots.
I can certainly see why, because they are like, oh, they're just so slow to react as well.
Gear down.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Landing lights on.
Gears down.
185 knots.
Right, we need to get slowed down. They're so, like, you roll the throttles back.
191 knots.
Right, we need to roll these right back. And go full flap.
183
it's
knots.
like you roll them back and you think like,
2,500.
alright buddy, no need to descend that much.
157 knots.
Yeah, you roll them back and you think, or like you try and have power and you expect something to happen. I think it's because I'm so used to the CFMs, but it takes forever to have some power.
142 knots.
Right, this is about where I want us to be. So we need to maintain or keep the speed. That's really important. If you lose speed, I think with these IEs,
138 knots.
you're doomed. It just seems to me that you're absolutely doomed. Because if you get below your target speed, then you're trying to add too much power.
135 knots.
It's just fatal with these things. But we seem okay.
131 knots.
See, we're still dropping on speed, so I'm going to give it some power just to make sure we don't. I don't want to give it too much power, but we
132 knots.
Yep, see, even at this amount of power, which is probably about 80, getting on for about 85% power, we're struggling.
133 knots.
But we're alright. Back off them off a little bit. Yeah, the CFMs are wonderful to work with. They don't have as much power in them.
133 knots.
But they're so easy to work with. Like, you can so easily recover from situations. If your speed's too slow, you just push them up a bit.
135 knots.
And they'll give you the boost you need, like, easily.
1,000 feet, sir.
Very nice. Yeah, we're going to be alright, I think.
136 knots.
Right, we're a little bit fast, so I can back off these a little bit now. Not too much, though. I've learnt my lesson with doing that. I do love these sounds, though.
138 knots.
Yeah, we can definitely back off. We're a little fast. We're in no panic here. We've got
137 knots.
We have enough speed, I think. We're absolutely fine. If anything, we're a little bit fast. Just by a few knots.
133 knots.
We'll watch that speed a little bit. But we're good. We're absolutely fine.
128 knots.
Yeah, you can see it's starting to lose it a bit. So watch that speed a bit.
125 knots.
Yeah, we've got this. The sooner we get down towards the ground, the better. The thing is with these, you've got to be...
123 knots.
You've got to understand, I think, you cannot be afraid to add power. If you think you need more power, you've got to add it, otherwise you're doomed.
124 knots.
It's so difficult, because, like, you're on final approach, and you think, well, I don't want to be going 85%
127 knots. 500.
But that's just what you end up doing. It really annoys you, but that's what we've got to do with these. Yeah, I'm not a fan of these.
133 knots.
I'm not a fan of these on approach at all. I love the sounds and I love them on takeoff, but on approach,
Minimum.
horrible. There's our minimums.
143 knots.
Oh my
100.
bloody hell. See, I hate these IEs.
50.
That was a bit bumpy.
Brakes and reverse thrust.
There goes our reverse
Sir.
thrust.
109 knots.
They're so, you've got so much power in, by the time it tells you to retard the throttles, you bring them back, bang, you're already down.
36 knots.
Right, reverse thrust out. That was a good approach anyway. Of course, it was a bit of a bumpy landing rate. I'm dread to see what it says, but whatever it
0
was,
knots.
you know, I enjoyed the approach.
Heading set to a true heading of 36 degrees.
Well, very good. There we go.
Nice landing.
And welcome down.
Shall I order a cup of coffee?
Welcome
sir?
down to
2 knots.
S.
welcome down to Ankara. Right, we're going to shut these engines down. Rather annoyingly, they don't have any
0
shutdown
knots.
sounds. I can hear them shut down on the outside, kind of. But this sound pack doesn't give you any shutdown
Marshall
sounds.
Fairbrother, how is the whole school thing affected your landing right? I've just crashed a premiere thanks to them. My last message on I'm Sage was my reaction, which I didn't want to be broadcast.
Alright. Right, let's go and have a look on Project Fly, how that was. I am interested to see. Distance is obviously 0 nautical miles. Altitude is 3,136. So this airport is very high, or not, you know, I've seen higher, but pretty high on elevation. We've arrived at stand apparently. Here comes the terrible landing rate. Landing rate says +3. This is typical Project Fly. Even when you think you've had a rough landing, it gives you a ridiculously good landing rate. Well, I'll take that all day long. 3 feet per minute it says there, which is a plus. You can actually have a plus landing rate, kind of, but it sounded like a survivable landing rate, but it wasn't my best at all, especially with FSXP, of course. Anyway, I'll take that. That makes the flight very helpful for my average landing rate. So we will complete that. Let's have a look at some details here.
Departure. LTBA /is.
Tell you what, let me
Folder view.
just
Start.
get rid of flipping
Flight type.
P3D's thing.
LTA aircraft. TC judge.
So that's our aircraft.
Schedule. Flight rule. IFR. STD 2320Z.
So it says we started at
2320Z.
2. Yeah, okay, that's makes
Stop
sense.
0030Z. Stop. 0030Z.
Oh, I think this might be
Flight
the.
statistics heading level 3.
That was the actual flight. This
Block
is our
time
thing.
043.
So our block time was 0:43, so 43 minutes, which is about right, even shorter than the real world
Block
one.
8407. Block fuel.
Block fuel says
8473 kilograms.
8.4, pretty much
Status
kilograms.
complete. Distance 197
Distance
nm.
197.
2118
We only
kilograms.
burnt 2.1
Landing rate 3
kilograms.
FPM.
Landing rate is
Passengers,
3
170.
FPM. We had
At 170.
170 passengers that we've just
Departure
brought here.
1421Z.
And we departed at
1421Z.
14:21 Zulu
Arrived
and arrived
1503Z.
at
Heading
15:03.
level 3 button edit notes.
Let's go and have a look at my project fly
Link clickable status.
Stratus view.
Passport heading. Project fly heading. Bottom heading level.
Right.
Clickable. Account type. Total flight set.
So
25
I
heading
have
level 1.
25 total
Total hours,
flights.
74, 46, 41 heading level 1.
Getting on for 75 hours.
Average
Average
landing
landing
287
rate
FPM
is
heading level
currently
1.
minus 287 FPM, and that's getting better on the average landing rate. So that was very good.
Most flown.
Most
CST.
flown
Last flight heading. LTBA greater LTAC heading level 1.
LTBA to LTAC is the last flight. Very good, very good. That was
panel dialog range mode. Menu
enjoyable.
Autopilot. Files. Exit.
The
Cat window
landing
button.
was fun as
Lockheed Martin
usual,
Lockheed Martin
as it
register.
always
P3D
is.
register
And
P4.
there's our aircraft now down on the ground here and of course I'm not going to try and move it to a gate because P3D will probably just mess it up. Let's turn off the avionics, and we're back in the cold and dark state down at Ankara. Anyway,
Unavailable.
let's exit P3D.
Menu. Unknown window. Start button.
It's going to do this annoying thing. I hate it when it does this
Settings.
with the
Submenu. Menu. No objects. Close button. Settings window. System menu bar contains no previous.
with the
Settings win. Submenu type end scenario. Button close. Resume button. New scenario. End session. Exit multiplayer button. Flight analysis. Reset scenario. Load scenario. Raise results. Exit prepare 3D register. And vote.
Exit P3D.
Lockheed Martin
I'm
register.
just using an object narrator to
Lockheed.
get around
Settings.
this.
Submenu dialog. Are you sure you want? Yes button. Center. Yes button.
Yes,
Filter.
I am
And
sure
vote.
I want to exit P3D. Thank you very much. So bugger off.
Menu.
But that was enjoyable. That was a
Lockheed
good
Martin register.
flight.
Prepare.
I'm just going to wait for
Chat row 1 column 1.
yeah, I think P3D
Folder.
is just
Running
gone.
profile. Chat mail.
Marshall
profile.
Fairbrother,
Chat one.
at least you didn't lose
Menu.
anyone.
Yes, I think it was relatively alright on the landing and everything. I think we got done right. I'm just going to watch and
28.5% RAM
see
used. CPU at
that my
75.7%.
CPU comes back. I do want to do this long haul, but I don't want to do it if it's... Sometimes, the problem with P3D is it leaves some tasks and things running, which can sometimes mean your CPU stays relatively high.
28.6% RAM used. CPU at 51.7%.
It is coming back, but I may do the long haul departure off stream actually, because it might just be easier and I can restart everything.
28.7% RAM used. CPU at 51.8%.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. It'll just be easier. Right, anyway, yeah, I'll do the long haul departure off stream. It was only going to be a departure anyway, but that was a good flight. Another flight request done. I think it was Borak's flight request. I don't think he was here to see it, but it'll be archived on the channel, of course, as are all my streams. Another enjoyable stream and flight. It was a short flight, of course. One of the shortest ones I think I've ever done in P3D in the Airbus, but you know, I'm getting better with those IAEs. I'm getting better with them. We managed to make it to the runway this time. Again, a bit of a bumpy landing, but you know, so we're getting better with those, and I will see you in the next stream probably, whenever that is. Again, I don't know. It'll just be whenever I have the time to make one. But I hope you enjoyed this one, even though it was short. Fun little flight, and of course at bflightsimmer on Twitter and blindflightsimmer44@gmail.com. All the usual things. There's a flight request form, of course. If you want to do a flight request like one today, you can do that by going onto a previous video on the channel. I think it's called New Flight Request Form for Viewers, and there's a link in the description of that. There's the usual Patreon and blah blah that we have for the channel. All that's set up, of course. And yeah, another enjoyable stream. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.